What's up? What's up? You're watching Late Night with Bebe Flight. It's your girl Bebe, and I got a nice little intro for my friend here.
Let's go. Come on, intro.
A conduit for truth and joy, a showstopper who's lit up stages with Madonna, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Broadway's Moulin Rouge, and more. Toast to Olutayo.
Cheers, bing bong.
Bing bong.
On the King's Kong.
So, I'll be honest, I've always loved your energy. And I always felt like, in my mind, you're my friend because you say a lot of things, like your conscience for me.
Mm-hmm.
You say a lot of things I'm afraid to say. Because I don't want to come off ignorant. And the way you say it is you're already educated. So sometimes you be saying shit, I'm like, this how I feel too, friend.
Nice. Yes. Come on.
So if you ever see me comment that, it's because I really mean that.
I appreciate that so much.
You say so much shit like that I'm afraid to say, but you say it so fearlessly.
Okay.
And I love that about you.
I appreciate that. And I try to only speak from a place of knowingness. And transparently, a lot of that speaking is that you've witnessed has been through fear as well, because, you know, a lot of us have very similar conditionings in that regard. So here we are. Thank you for hearing and seeing and agreeing. And
you're a Taurus, so I always connect well with Tauruses.
You're a Cancer, right?
Yes, I am.
Ooh, I call y'all Krabby Patties.
I do have my moody days.
Yes.
But I feel like as a Cancer, I love people to their bones.
Absolutely.
And when it comes to Taurus, we are always good as friends and terrible as enemies. Because, baby, why you don't love me? My mother's a Taurus.
That was very well put. And ironically, I'm the flip. So I'm a Taurus. My mother's a Cancer.
See?
And yeah, I see y'all. I feel y'all so much. But I just want the collective to always do your work, because I'm sure many of things can be said about Taurus that are absolutely true. So, you know.
My mother's just stubborn. I'm like, if she don't like you, she straight up don't like you. And it's like, dang, Ma, what about forgiveness? And she's like, not now. Not me, not now.
Wait. Where's your mother from?
Jamaica. She was like, not now.
Right. Okay.
I was like, but God forgives. Not me. I'm like, okay.
I mean, una afi know the truth. Like, because sometimes we're so pushed to forgive, but is the thing forgivable?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not mad at Mom in that regard.
She be bringing up what they did and it could be done when she was 3 years old. She'd be like, nope.
Now, the only thing I would speak against is if there was like an active grudge that you're holding on to that's like affecting you in some kind of way. But I've definitely learned to be able to, I nothing people. Like, that's what I'll do. Like, I don't really have any grudges towards anybody, but I look at it either as you're safe or you're not safe. And if you're somebody that I see as not safe, then I'm pretty much going to just like, it's such a choice, but when I make that choice, it's just like flink, and it's just like I don't really think of you often. I can be in the same space with you and not see you, or be as minimally cordial as I must be to not interrupt flow of whatever's going on. But yeah, for sure, as long as we're not holding on to anything, and if it's not forgivable, then not me as well.
Not me. You do a lot.
Yes.
Like a laundry list of a lot. Do you feel like sometimes like one weighs over the other, like people see you as a dancer? Because when I first seen you, I was like, oh, you dance, okay. But when you start messaging me, you was like, nah, I sing. I'm like, wait, let me get into this. So it's like, do you ever feel like you do too much and one overlaps, or that you just do what the fuck you want to do?
Do I ever feel like I do too much? I'm quite aware of the fact that I'm often doing too much, but the much that I'm doing is what I'm here to do. You know what I'm saying? And so there's, yes to all of that, but then the last part that you said, I think was fuck it, I'm here to do it. And there's been a lot of work to get to that space, and you know, the work still sometimes presents itself to this day, but literally, fuck it, it's what I'm here to do, so I'm gonna do it one way or another.
I'm with all of that. When did you realize performance wasn't just a passion, but your calling?
That's a good question. I feel like pretty early on, because I've always been innately a very feeling-based person. And so a lot of times if I don't feel it, then I can't really do it. And so feeling that response and that energetic exchange for the first time with people. I feel like it might have even been that first time in sleepaway camp when I sang "Where I Wanna Be." But it was pretty early on for me, I think. And I think it just got more and more affirmed and kind of necessary. But I think the knowingness came pretty early on.
I'm going to ask this question to people all week, but I feel like it's a great way to understand people. What 3 albums would help us understand you better?
What 3 albums would help us understand me better? Ooh, I would say These Songs for You Live by Donny Hathaway. I would say The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. And it's always so hard for me to like pick singular specific things in this regard, but this is just a shuffle up of what comes to mind. And the last, I would say, any like formidable wow gospel album from like 2000 to like 2013. I think that would be good to throw in the mix.
2013. And I'm like, I was like, studying. No, I wasn't studying. When I'm driving, I listen to a lot of choir music.
Listen, it gets you somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Here's a little Easter egg secret that I literally think that my singing like vocal range is Judith McAllister. Okay. So y'all have to follow me.
Listen. Let me sit up straight for this. Come on.
Because, I used to judge people by what Clark sister they liked. I'm like, which Clark sister do you like? That like I judge people based on that singing wise.
See, that's hard to pick too.
Like, Bebe, you sing? Because why your favorite Dorinda? Because my favorite is the Rouge. Okay?
Listen, Dorinda is a beautiful blossom in more ways than one, and I get it. But then there be other moments where it's like, Karen is going to do what Karen does. And then there's other moments where it's like, Twinkie, she's the rhyme and the reason for all of it.
She's the spine of it, okay?
But then Jackie gonna hold that tenor section down and gonna be sturdy and consistent. So I don't know. That's a difficult question. Don't ask me that question.
I love them all. Like I have a song for all of them. Like Jackie, what is the song? Instrument. What? She holds that bridge. I'm like, yo, Jackie is it.
Let's go.
But Karen, I was just telling my man, like, I listened to this Karen album. I was 7. What was wrong? Not even wrong with me.
You was going through it.
And it's the one where she's hugging herself in the cover.
Listen, you know what they say about the R&B albums when it's the lay down that it's going to be some good listening? I feel like that self-hug, that...
Listen, Bomb and Gilead, that album.
Hey, I don't got no voice. Don't give me the singing today.
Used in the Bible days. What?
Come on. You can take that pain away.
Let me tell you. Why was I listening to that? And I really thought the bomb was a B-O-M-B.
I thought it was a Bomb in Gilead too. And I was like, they're real happy about this explosion.
Like, they don't want to get away.
Listen, they want to be raptured in the thing.
Like, this is what's happening.
Listen.
Man. And I was listening to that. I was listening to James Hall by myself recently. And I was like, yo, this is the arrangement.
Yes.
Like, come on.
Yes.
Bring us back, choirs.
Yes. These are the makings of myself as well. That's why I just said any gospel choir album, because I'm literally such an amalgamation of things, but gospel absolutely is a portion of my like formidable influence and like my knowingness of music and just the voice and like even just character work and things of the sort. So that's why I just threw out a wild gospel, because it's going to be a mixture of things.
Wild gospel, man. You took it back. But I feel like 97 was a time for me with gospel. I don't know. My mama worked a lot of long hours. That's all I had was the radio and CDs.
Listen.
Lord.
Get into it, okay?
Listen, Tony Braxton and Karen Clark got me. They was my babysitter. It made no sense. I gotta ask my mother some questions.
Listen, ask the questions. I just called a meeting with my dad last week and we had asked the questions. Ask mama the questions.
Is there any songs that remind you of your parents instantly when you hear them?
Absolutely. For my mom, I have to say Shirley Caesar. When you add it all up, the real cost of my love is no charge. Yeah.
My mom loves that song.
We used to, whenever we would go to the family reunion, I didn't fly on a plane until I think my first gig my first major gig when I was like I think 20-something. We was driving.
Oh, nah. I can't
Wherever we was going, we were driving. And I remember when that song, I don't know if that's even when it came out, but when Annette got a hold of it, she played that thing into the ground. So for my mom, it's definitely that. For my dad, it would either be Michael Jackson, anything Michael Jackson, or it would be, he used to really, it's so funny because so many people find out I'm Nigerian and they think that I grew up on Fela, but I didn't find out about Fela until much later in life.
Oh, okay, let me delete that. Okay, go ahead.
But my dad would play Ebenezer Obey, who was this older kind of traditional, commercialized but still traditional Nigerian artist. So like specific, like like talking drum. I'll say if I hear a talking drum, I'll think of my dad immediately. That's the most specificity I can give to that answer.
My mom's is Waiting to Exhale. Cause I remember, like, you remember back when you had to do the voicemail and you put the music on there a little bit? I was so pissed one time. I called my mom for something and I heard, shoot, 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 hello. You have called the right number?
Yes.
At the wrong time.
Come on.
Leave a message after the beep. All right. Shoot, 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 shoot.
Yeah,
I was like,
because you got to turn it back up after you speak. Yeah. You know what's crazy? You saying that gives me the specificity to the question you asked last for my dad, because he had that same shit going on. And the song that his Nigerian ass had on his fucking voicemail was, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. And then he would come in, hello, you have reached Benjamin. I am not here at the moment, but please leave a brief message and I will get back to you as soon as possible.
Listen.
And then you got to turn that shit back. It's going to be a ride.
Listen.
Right. You got to turn that bitch right back up at the end. You know
I
what
was pissed at that voicemail because I needed a ride home. And you sit on the right number at the wrong time.
And she over there being sultry on the voicemail. Let's go. What's your mother's name?
Elaine.
Come on, Miss Elaine.
Ma'am, hello.
You need to have Miss Elaine do a drop for the show.
She will.
She would do it too. Throw Jesus in there and she'll do it real quick probably.
And my dad's a hood nigga, so my real, like, the whole D'Angelo Brown Sugar album reminds me of my dad every time.
Yes, Papa. Come on.
He used to pick me up and he lived in Coram and he used to play that CD from back to finish. Every time I see the picture, I literally like,
you think about your dad. That's funny.
Like, my dad really played this album to the ground. And
because that's the thing too, like back in the day, we didn't have as many, a little bit, we didn't have as many options as we have now. So when you found that thing that you was rocking with, you wore that bitch out.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
You know where I live at. I'm in Suffolk and my dad would drive to Coram and Coram got these hills. And I just remember like, oh, this ride is killing me and this nigga playing these love songs. What is going on, nigga?
He was getting himself in the mood.
He's like, this is real music.
Yes.
And I'm like, I just gotta pee. Hurry up, please.
You just in Coram, just on the hills. Yeah.
I wanted to talk about your Broadway life, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I have a question. Does Broadway and pop truly embrace Black performers and their stories?
Ooh.
Or are they just catching up now?
Ask the question again. Does Broadway truly embrace... Does Broadway and pop culture, you said?
Yes. Broadway and pop, yes.
Truly embrace Black culture.
Black performers' stories.
Black performers' stories.
And are they still catching up?
I think that they are still on the track. I don't know about the catch up, though. Is this my camera right now?
Yeah.
I don't know about the catch up, but I think that they're on the track.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's a side hug. I wouldn't say it's an embrace.
Okay.
And I would say it's a side hug because I think that it is largely an optics choice, if I can be completely transparent. I think that we oftentimes are so quick to look a certain way rather than digging really deep and actually making as much of a shift that is possible toward the ideal trajectory.
So I've also looked at you've worked with Debbie Allen before?
I've not. I've shared space with Debbie Allen. I've not yet to have worked with Miss Allen. Miss Allen, I would love for the day and moment to come to pass.
Listen,
hello.
We are manifesting. That's the season that we're in.
Yes.
Manifesting.
I can still kick my face. I don't know how much longer I got that, but I can still do it for now.
She's gonna need somebody to do something. So. You don't need somebody.
Yes.
What's a moment in your life where you can feel that you made it but to somebody else, it's not, it's not anything, but it meant something to you. You never forget it.
I'll answer that question, and I think I'll answer it kind of vaguely. It was kind of small, but it was in the afterthought of it. I kind of was like, oh shit, like, but a major choreographer, creative director called my line because they were looking for a very specific thing that was needed for a big artist that they were working for. And, again, it was small and maybe seemingly insignificant to the grand scheme of things. But for me, it was like, oh, snap, like
you felt
this formidable person is taking my word, my suggestion on what they need to make this person that is postured in a specific way finalize the desired picture goal, whatever it is. So to me, that's one of the moments that first come to mind that I can think of that was kind of like, oh snap, like I've made it in like a communal way where like I've given enough to the community, I've been my authentic true self that this person who needs something very specific that I would have a knowledge of is coming to me for. Yeah.
I love those moments. I'm not gonna hold you. And it's a segment that I do here. It's called Who Sed Dat?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I dig through your information and your tweets and your posts, and I bring up these things that you said. Right? Because I'm nosy. And who said that?
Who said that?
Who said that?
Listen, I'll be yapping
that's
too.
That's my jacket, Harry.
Who said yeah. Look.
Who said that?
Who said that? I'm crying.
Okay. You're a workaholic, but you ain't worked on yourself yet. I like to know the inspiration here. We know you said it.
I'm funny. And that's what's funny because once you say it, I remember that I'm the one who said that. But it's funny because it's funny. But the question was, what was the inspiration behind that?
Yeah, what was the motivation? And also it says tomatoes at the end. So
tomatoes, rotten tomatoes upon your head top, because get out of my face with that. Especially because I think we all love delusion for a variation of reasons. And a lot of what I've been put here to do, I've come to find, is see and speak truth to purpose. And there's this specific book called The Velvet Rage, and I think everybody should read that as well, because it kind of speaks to what I was insinuating from this post. But you're a workaholic because you don't want to sit with yourself. And a lot of people will show off their accomplishments. I don't know about you, but there's been many instances in my life where like I've had really bad experiences with people, and they dive into their work and they dive into the next project, or they dive into focusing on someone else or some other thing other than taking a moment to sit with themselves. And what I've come to learn, especially over these past couple of years, is that the greatest and most profound work that I can say I ever have and will continue to do in this world is the work that I'm doing on myself.
I agree.
And it's also the most difficult.
Yeah.
And it's also the most valuable. It's the most, I think, kind in regards to, sharing space with people. And even when you think about if we don't deal with ourselves, then we force the people who we say we love to deal with the things that we ourselves haven't dealt with. And it becomes very debilitating. It becomes very heavy, and it becomes very detrimental to progress. And so I was just speaking truth to that specific purpose when I said that.
I love that you said that, because I know one time I made a post about like, why do Black men not like therapy? Like and your answer and a few other people was like, you know what? It's putting the mirror on yourself, and it's hard. But I'm been in therapy since like I want to say about 2020, and that's been
congratulations. For seeing to yourself.
I love my therapist. I call my auntie. I be saving notes. Like I'll be telling people like, don't start with me in the middle of the week, because by the end of the week she gonna know what you said. She gonna know
everything that's happening.
She gonna know what you said about me. She gonna know you pissed me off.
She gonna know everything.
I love it because I had to do the work. I love accountability. And when they be like, oh, Black women don't take accountability, I was like, if I'm wrong, I'll apologize. Because I want the growth more than you think about.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, my bad. I made you feel like that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll do better.
Because multiple things can be true, right?
Yeah.
And I think so many of us understand things in a very limited, absolute way. And it's like, oh, well, then if you were hurt by what I did, then I'm absolutely abhorrent. I'm a piece of shit person. I deserve to go to hell. No.
Perspective.
You could have very well had the best intentions at heart, but there were other pieces to the puzzle that you weren't aware of. In fact, I believe that's one of the quintessential meanings of intelligence is once you acquire new information, you can look at the thing in a different way.
That's all therapy did for me.
Yeah.
Once I got the information, I was able to take on all the critiquing. And I'm like, sometimes it's not the critiquing, like the message people are sending me. I'm like, look at the messenger. Like, oh, you're dealing with your inner child.
Yeah.
Ain't shit she gonna say gonna hurt me. You got your own shit going on.
I started to say, and I need to open my shop back up. But I had a t-shirt that said, and I kind of adopted this and started saying it out of my face in real time during the beginning of my Broadway experience. Because I am somebody who cares a lot. And I can get overwhelmed with like trying to understand so many different perspectives. But a lot of times I'll say to myself, that's actually none of my business.
Yep.
And what that makes me do is like stop right now and like either get out of somebody else's business or stop overthinking some shit or stop trying to intellectualize something that you went through because there's nothing else to get from this moment. Like it's time to move on and do something else. So yeah.
That's sometimes I think with my inner child, because sometimes you project certain things or want to help certain things when it's not you helping them. It's that little 8-year-old boy saying, maybe I should do this. Yeah. And I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, you want to feel useful. Yeah, you want to feel useful or validated. Yeah.
Yeah, mind my business.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Who Said That, because we said a lot of things here. Dealing with me, you're going to have to deal with self, which is scary. Not that I'm trying to fix anyone, but the very thing that draws you to me will also call to the core of you. And I won't be complicit in misery or dysfunction. I've been the enemy due to this a number of times. Damn, monologue.
I'm sitting here thinking like, damn, I'm yapping.
Yo, it's giving Reverend Run in the Tub. It's giving very much that.
Bubbly, bubbly.
But I'm the one that be reading like,
Yes.
When I tell you, like, I'm in the community. I be forcing myself in the community. I'm the B in the LGBTQ.
Come on, Alphabet Mafia.
Alphabet Mafia. I'm the B, and it's not for bisexual. It's BB.
Be all that you can be, huh?
I don't have no titles.
Why? I think we're all obsessed and inundated with titles and what people see us as. Actually, all of us, each and every last one of us.
Yes. Just be kind.
Not nice, but kind.
Kind. I don't do the niceness. When I learned what nice is and humble, I stopped being both.
You want me to respond?
Yes.
So is the impetus? What was my inspiration for that? Is that okay? It kind of ties into the last post, and you know, I have always been a very authentic person, and the more time that I've been here, the more true to myself and purpose I think I've become. And what that often does is it draws people towards me in some way. Magnetically, almost, it feels and seems at times. And that's cool and well, but a part of me is also within the lasagna of authenticity, excuse me.
That was deep.
That I encompass, present. People take that in as, well, what people have often said to me is, I love being around you. And this is also one of my favorite compliments that I receive too, is that I feel like I can be myself around you.
Yeah.
And absolutely, yes. At the same time, that doesn't mean that I'm going to enable dysfunction or toxicity in any regard. And if I'm choosing to be in community with you, I feel like we are responsible towards one another and keeping each other in line with regards to that. And so, because I'm committed to perpetually doing the work, I'm going to inevitably challenge those around me to do the work as well. And I think it's also okay in whatever spectrum of the work we're talking about to say, hey guys, this is my stop. I don't think I can go any further on this topic right now. But I think it's also important to understand and acknowledge that that's a choice within self.
Yes.
And that the rest of the world doesn't have to adhere to where you can no longer go. Somebody just recently was talking about intellectual conversations and likening it to literally a swimming pool and ability to swim. And, you can start in the 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, but as you get deeper in the thing, a lot of people try to go to the 7 feet, but you can't swim. And so here you are at the bottom of the pool trying to scream and tell people that's dealing with the depth of this topic easily because they've done the work.
Yeah.
Or just have been exposed to whatever it is that's being spoken about at the time. And it's like, no, that's you. Back up a little bit and either stay where you can survive or get your weight up, get your wind up, get your breaststroke together, and then you can come to the 7 feet lane.
Listen, it's a word.
Yeah.
I know for me, you have an aura to you. When you come into a room, it's like you're automatically captivating. And for me, it's just like, I feel like it's my duty to do the same. So that's why, like, you have this aura that's very, like, contagious for me. Because, like I said, like, I've learned this one quote in therapy that sometimes what you don't like about others is what you want for yourself.
Absolutely.
So I used to be the one to be like, why are they so fucking extra? Knowing good and damn well that extra potential is in me.
Absolutely.
Just that I was always worried about doing too much.
Absolutely.
And with therapy, I'll be coming into rooms like, I don't give a fuck.
Absolutely.
And that was the best thing I ever did because a lot of people, I hung out with so much extra people. And it was like, I wanted the energy of the people that I was around to be my identity, but I didn't know how to go through that because I was like, Dag, I don't want to outshine this person. I kind of, like, it's like you want to be the main character, but you're scared to be the main character. And like, I had to go through therapy to feel like, you know what? Be the main character. Because if you want it, you're going to be it. If you're going to be it, you're going to live in it. You're fine. And when I learned that, I never walked into rooms scared. I walked into rooms clicking my little heels and I head up. Like, what's that? And that's something about you that I'm just very, like, it's a magnet. And that's why when I see you, I'm always showing you love. And I'm just like, yo, I'm excited for the things that you do. And I'm just like, oh, like, I'm with this shit too. I'm just and with the media shit. Boom.
Can I get with you?
It's something about you though. And one thing I love about you, seeing you at the Usher thing. Let's talk about that. Because some of my friends got some footage and I was like, look at Olu. Look at Olu.
Look at me. Before we move on though, I do want to respond to what you said. And I want to agree with you and say that I love people who are full of themselves because what else should we be full of? You know what I mean? And it makes me think about a quote, this poet that I worked with. I believe he just changed his name to Ugba, Ungrateful Black Artist, I believe is his name. But in his poem that I danced to for this film, he said, and I stay bulging at the waist and taking up space like I'm supposed to. And it's like, we're all here to do that.
The same.
And we are all necessary.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form. And I think it's so important for us to connect to what the necessity in our lives are for us and fall into that. And I think so often it's easy for us to project in that regard because again, it's the conditioning. And you want you want that person to be small like you were trained to be.
Yeah.
And it's
I
like,
wanted
no.
to be small because I didn't think I could be big.
Yeah.
And when I was big, it's just like I was like, why was I ever small? Like, what was I thinking?
Literally.
And that's something I learned in therapy. My therapist gets so much shout outs in.
Come on, therapist. Is your therapist a Black person?
She's a Black woman, of course.
I know that's right.
She told me, like, my trauma with growing up in my childhood is like, you're scared to have high self-esteem when the word itself says that's about you.
That's about you, yeah.
So if people don't agree with how you feel about you,
that's none of your business.
That's none of their business.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I'm scared to be like, oh, I'm the baddest bitch in the room. They're like, why are you scared of that? Because people are going to tell me no. Well, that's people.
That's fine.
Let them say that.
Yeah.
If they say it doesn't matter, but how do you feel about you?
Literally.
And when I had to sit there and cry that class, I was like, oh, I feel pretty.
I feel pretty and bright. Yeah.
But like I had to do so much work to get there. That's why I'm like, when people be telling me like, oh, you a little arrogant. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not. I've done so much work on me that you can't sit here and say I'm arrogant. I'm exactly who God called me to be. And that's it. If you feel different, that's your problem.
Sit in that thing, baby. Sit in it.
I got one more Who Said That.
You got one more Who Said That?
Yeah.
Who said what?
Gratitude. Black/Christian mother coming to me for artistic development and confidence/movement coaching for her young Black son. I do not plan on bringing anybody into this horrible world. I'm so grateful that I get to pour into the babies. I do not take it lightly.
I love how I progressively became Loretta Devine via your interpretation of this.
I was watching her interview this week.
But that's fine, because I'll be jokingly saying I'm big unc, little nephew, and big mama wrapped into one is what my energy is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I don't at this current moment in time, I'm pretty certain on the fact that I don't want to procreate and bring any children of my own into this world. But I've been a teacher off and on for the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been so immensely edifying for me to be able to intentionally pour into developing people. That specific moment it touched me so because I've been able to do a lot of work on myself, and a lot of that work has included communicating. And so in that exchange with the mother about her son, I kind of had to, quote unquote, tell her about herself.
Ooh.
And nothing deep at all.
Okay.
Because this was literally our introductory conversation. But it was me saying, okay, based on what you've told me, and, they're heavy Christians and they go to church multiple times a week, and they, she's a single mother and there's no father present in the house. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm taking note and taking tabs of what you're saying to me.
Yes.
And then I say to her directly, what you're asking of your son is going to require him to sit in himself and find himself in a way that will allow him to stand up straight.
Yes.
Against what a lot of the teachings I know you're probably bestowing upon him because of my understanding of the Christian upbringing as well.
Yes.
Like we spoke about a few beats ago about humility, and like how much there's an emphasis of you being, smaller than the eye of a needle. And like, you got to be small. And, so from myself, I know in order for me to stretch and to get into the rooms that I've been in, that's the work that I've had to do. And so I thought of it such an honor to be able to help this young boy figure out how to take his strides and his trajectory in an authentic way that will allow him to really be all that he can be. You know what I mean? Because again, I think that so many of us at large, but specifically us as Black people, and then again as Black men, boys, it's like this thing about being humble, and like a lot of it comes from slave mentality and just making sure we survive. And dare I say, I feel like it's almost more valuable to live a shorter, authentic life than to just be here for a long time. Just being here.
They say make the dash count. Make the dash count.
So yeah, that was the Yappiana version, or answer to the question, or the impetus.
I just, when people say they don't want children, I'd be wondering, like, what? How does your legacy look? But you definitely gave me a clusterfuck of an answer.
Yeah.
This really does bring it up. Like, you can have a whole bunch of kids, but did you live your life to the fullest capability?
Yeah. And even, the choice and word of legacy.
Yep.
That's no responsibility of the child.
That's true.
If you don't have anything to give to that child, there is no legacy.
There's no impact whatsoever.
There's no legacy. There's lineage. There's genes.
Yeah, somebody's still here because of you.
There's maybe continued potential, but if you don't have anything to give to those children, then sorry, friend, there is no legacy.
That's
and
true.
I think that's another thing that we use to kind of inflate the justification of us bringing somebody into this world.
Yeah.
And it's like, and again, things happen, and, we're understanding of the variation of possibilities. But I think, again, speaking and sitting with the truth is what is most valuable. And yeah, to me, legacy is your work that you're here to do. And if having children is going to not allow you to continue to do that work, because that's the thing too. So many of us have kids. I want to also applaud you for still getting to what you're here to do while being a single mother and having a child, because it ain't easy. You know what I mean?
What?
Like, and I'm the youngest of 4. I've helped raise at least 3-4 people already in many ways, aside from the students.
Kids on me, and they're like, "When are you gonna have another one?" I'm like, "Listen, like." The mental toll of one, and also being a dreamer. Yeah. In the same, like, one thing, my mom is Jamaican, but she also had no problem reminding me that she sacrificed.
Yeah.
She's like, I was this in Europe. And like, I feel like that type of trauma you put on a kid has made me turn into somebody like my son came to a studio session. I refuse to not live out my dreams. He's gonna see every bit of it, and when he's older, he's gonna be like, "Well, my mom, he Googles me." That's why I'm like, thank God I ain't got that OnlyFans. So it's like my son knows that like I'm doing things because of him, not in spite of him.
Yes.
Like no, because of you. Yes. I have a production. We going whatever you gonna do, you gonna want to do it, and I'm gonna make sure of it. Yeah. But I ain't gonna stop living.
You're not gonna stop living. It's crazy because I just it was a little while ago I read it, but it said so often we say, "Oh, I'll die for my kids," but will you live for your kids?
Listen, that's the first question that came up in therapy for me. I'm gonna be transparent. I don't give a shit. I have very suicidal moments because I was tired. Just life didn't feel like living. And then one thing that people constantly say to parents, it's like, why would you want to kill yourself? You have kids. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm better to him dead than I am alive. So why would you tell me that? That's something people constantly say. You have kids. Yeah. You should live for them. And I'm just like, I don't want to do it at all.
I think that's another, again, deflection, because that makes me have to sit with you in an uncomfortable place, and now we're teetering into the 7 feet of that pool.
That makes you put projection on living to your children, and your kids are the most innocent people.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why would you sit there and be like, you know what, I'm just here because you here?
No, and then and again, there very few things are absolute in my opinion, and very few things are always so simple to explain, but I'm glad that you've been able to get back to yourself, and I wish you well in that regard. But I've learned to have kind of how Regina King is with her son. With her son, I applaud her so much because that's a similar way that I've begun to learn to look at suicide. Yeah, because that's a commitment. Listen, if you follow through with it.
That means that you're dealing with a bigger demon that we can even see.
Yeah. And who are we to further ostracize you when you were already going through something difficult? Now, sure, we have a myriad of feelings that we're left here to deal with, but like, I just don't have it in me to demonize people who, of course, this is not me saying that I advocate anybody, choosing to self-expire, but that's a layered thing that...
In my moment, it was a lot of trauma, and I was just tired of living day to day, and just things weren't the way that I wanted them. So it's a mental warfare in that moment, and I wouldn't put that on anybody. So the way that I got through it is mind over matter, and going through situations where I literally had to tell myself, life is worth living. Life is worth living.
You got to talk to yourself out loud.
And that's where this is where delusion kicks in, because I got delusional about my life as if I was a millionaire already.
Listen.
Everything it is, I thought it and it became, and it's just like literally like I'm gonna be in media. I'm gonna do this. I had to really like self-talk, put all the Post-its around. Yeah, my mama was mad at them Post-its. I put all them Post-its around, self-affirmations. I had to talk to myself daily to get myself out of there, because it's not just a one moment like, hey, I had a bad day. Depression is crazy. And I had to learn that depression is something that most creatives have. I wasn't creating.
Because we feel so deeply. And then I know you're not I was going to say, I know you're not an on-stage performer, but I'm still thinking about the things that you do, and I'm sure that there's a way in which you get like a parallel, like climactic feeling of like when it's like, and a lot of times what we as creatives then try to do is figure out how to recreate that high. And it's kind of not going to happen again. Ever. I remember I was talking to my therapist a little while ago, and I was like, how do I give more of a fuck? Like, how do I get re-excited about things again? Because like, I just be over it a lot of times. And he was like, I don't know about that, brother. I'm not really sure if that's a possibility. Like, you can work on, training the way you look at the thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. So that's the work that we'll start to dig into. But, it's man, life is life, and it's not easy. And I think that the way things are going is making us more tired. You said more than once, you were so tired. And I think that it's so important to do whatever we need to do to make sure that we find
feed your passion,
relief,
and 9 to 5,
and sparks of joy in some way or shape or form. Yeah,
I'm so glad you said that.
Come on, segue.
We gonna segue. Okay. Here I spread love, and I love to spread love because I like to receive love. It's a segment called Leaders of the New Cool, where I give you an award, and very ironically, I gave you the award of most likely to wake up a room with pure joy.
like that.
Look to the left. You gonna say your thank yous or your kind words that you want to say?
I'd like to take this moment to, first of all, say thank you to Late Night with Bebe Flight for this stupendous award that you've bestowed upon me on stage. I'd like to say thank you to my mommy, my father's mother, for first of all naming me Olutayo. My name literally means God's joy, or the joy of God is with me. Mm-hmm. And I think that is so much of why I just encompass that and kind of continue to strive for that. And yeah, I'd like to thank all the people that I get to interact with, even the people on the lower vibration of things. You get to allow me to experience what I call a slingshot effect, where, you get pulled all the way down, down, down. And then when you let go, you're piano and you're soaring into the stars forever. So yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will hold this dear and dear and close to my heart forever and ever.
I love what I do, y'all. Okay, we gonna wrap this episode up because we had a blast, and then I know you have so much going on next.
Oh my God, so much going on. Yes.
You want to speed it, or you want to come back and visit me again? Because I think a part 2 is dope.
I definitely am gonna have to do a part 2 because we got projects coming out, we got music coming out, we got collaborations coming out.
I'm with it.
I've got some residencies and hostings and shows coming up, but just connect with me on social media at Olu, which is 0LUUUU 10 U's. And yeah, continue to take up space, continue to be all that you can be in the world today.
All right, you guys, it's another night, another episode. And you know what I say, if you're going to be anything, at least be for real. Good night.